For the sign of Cancer, hello and welcome to my channel.
Cancer.
Just remember, the bottom cards are paired with the top cards. I'll be going through the past, present, challenge, and outcome. So Cancer, in the recent past, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Now, this card, it always reminds us that this too shall pass. Whether it's good times or bad times, it passes. Now, if suddenly in the past you found yourself sitting on top of the world, you made sure, or you should have, kept your perspective as that too, like everything else, changes. And you knew that. So you lived in the now, you counted your blessings, and just realize that much of life is outside of your control. But that even was okay. You made sure to roll with any changes and you thought positively. Or that was something that you should have done in the past. And we have this card paired with a 3 of Pentacles. Now, this is a very positive card, particularly with regards to work and career, but it could go either way: romance, family, friends. Now, it's a good overall card to receive in a reading. That means you're doing very well, or you were doing very well in the past. Now, the 3 of Pentacles, it tells you that the people around you, they appreciate you, they appreciate your efforts, and they notice the quality of work you're doing, even if you're not getting paid for it. Now, the 3 of Pentacles tells you to keep doing what you're doing as you're right on track. You're doing the right thing. Although there's always room for improvement. So you kept that in mind, and that was something that you probably knew. You don't need to scrap something and start again. So you were pretty much on the right track with the 3 of Pentacles. And that was the past. Now we move on to the present, the Empress. So the Empress does not play by the rules. Okay? She has her own way of doing things and her own idea of what is right and what is wrong in any and all endeavors. Now, keep in mind, that doesn't mean she will always get her way. But she is a reminder not to ignore your creative and intuitive side, because the Empress can signify coming abundance. But don't make the mistake of thinking that that will always mean financially. It will not always mean financially. Remember that. Because there are many types of wealth and riches in life, and money is only one of them. The Empress can encompass any or all of them. And we have the Empress paired with a Death card. Now, the Death card does not necessarily or even usually indicate physical death. Now, keep in mind, it is considered irresponsible for tarot readers to predict death. Very irresponsible. As we all know, we're creatures at free will, and such things are not written in stone. Now, this card simply indicates transformation and change. This is definitely a time of deep transformation, more than likely to be both internally and externally in your life. So situations, things, and people that you have counted on or gotten used to, they could no longer or may no longer be available to you in quite the same way as they once were. So this transition, it can be a very difficult time for some people. The change is usually almost always needed. So that's something to keep in mind. And with these two cards paired together, the Empress, like I was saying, she has her own way of doing things and her own idea of what is right and wrong. That doesn't mean she'll always get her way, though. Okay, she can signify coming abundance, but don't make the mistake of thinking that will mean financially. It could mean many different things. And being that it's paired with a Death card, it's just deep transformation. So it could be deep transformation of the way the Empress goes about doing things. She normally does it by her own idea of what she thinks is right and wrong. Maybe she's changing, she's transforming that way of thinking to a way that's more suitable. And that could be you in the present. And now we move on to the challenge. We have the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is another card which reminds us that whether we put our focus in life or where we put our focus in life has a great deal to do with the quality of our lives and how well they work for us. So what are you going to choose to focus on? That's going to be the question you have to ask yourself. What are you going to choose to focus on? Ask yourself that question. Because the implication is extremely clear. Are you going to cry over spilt milk, or are you going to focus on the milk that you still have and get on with your life? Now the point is, watch where you put your focus and make sure that the focus is for the highest good. It's for your better good. And we have the Five of Cups paired with the Knight of Wands. Now this is a great time for travel, if you can manage to get away. So you should be feeling charged up, full of energy, and ready to get things done. Your self-confidence is more than likely to be increasing, and this should help you toward your goals. Because the Knights, they're often message bearers. They come with messages. The messages are more than likely to be positive, and they could be related to work or career. Now, your projects are more than likely to be or have been more successful than you would have expected or predicted. More successful than you thought. Okay, so you have a lot of reason to be happy, to be proud. So you need to savor it at this time. And then that's your challenge. Now with these two cards paired together, the Five of Cups is letting you know to watch where you put your focus. Make sure your focus is for your highest good. Don't cry over spilt milk. Just move on to the next. That's what the Five of Cups being paired with the Knight of Wands. You don't want to cry over spilt milk. The Knight of Wands is letting you know that there could be messages, positive messages regarding work or career, but it could be family or romance. But the Knight of Wands, it's usually work or career. So you have a positive sense of work and career, and there could be messages coming towards you in regards to this. You'll be feeling charged up and full of energy, and it's actually a great time to travel. So make sure that your focus is for the highest good. So that's the best I could say with these two cards paired together. And then that was your challenge. We're going to move on to the outcome. We have the Four of Wands. Now the Four of Wands, it often indicates that you may be attending a special event, one that could be much more fun than you're expecting. So make sure to go to this event or to several events and have a great time. Now, business is more than likely to be going very well at this time, and you'll be very proud of yourself, and others will look up to you, appreciate you, and be proud of you also. Now, although this is a very positive card in a reading, as you can see in the picture, it looks like celebration. Now, it does show a need to keep your wits about you. Your wits about you, that although you deserve and should treat yourself to some fun, but know that you are still in a building up phase. And know now is not the time to rest completely. Now this card can also sometimes mean that you'll be moving your place of residence. And then we have this card paired with the Knight of Pentacles. Now the Knight of Pentacles, it points to messages again. Now often with regard to money and finance. So just like the previous reading. Okay, so you're likely to finally receive the news that you've been waiting on. And the news is likely to be very good news. Now the Knight is a very practical card. The Knight tells us to pay attention to the mundane and normal parts of our lives. Now, someone once said, take care of the little things and the big things will fall into place. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, it will ask you to look at how you're handling your affairs, and it's a groundling influence. So with these two cards paired together, the Four of Wands, you need to go out, have a good time, because you'll have much more fun than you're anticipating. And you also could be moving. A time for moving, a time for, you could change your job, you could be moving to a different residence. It's a building up phase right now, paired with the Knight of Pentacles. Once again, you'll be getting some news, good news. The Knights are about messages. You need to take care of the little things, and then the big things will fall in place. So just remember that. And then that's the outcome. So Cancer, I hope this resonated. But as you know, general readings, they don't always resonate with everyone. Then again, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if that's what you like to do. I thank you so very much for watching, and have a great day.